Let's see here. Let's see if I can. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. You are correct. Man, sorry about the wait. Trying to get everything situated. Trying to get everything situated. Okay. Hold on. Can anyone hold on? I'm trying to see if the Discord. Oh, that's why. I think some people are going to join in a minute. Give me a second. Probably should have paused the live stream. Screw it, we do it live. We do it all live. None of it's scripted. I don't know if y'all getting these. Okay. All right. You know what? Hold on. Let me. Should I pause it? Nah, I don't want to pause it. I'll probably link a timestamp down below for anyone that is watching afterwards. Um, because I knew that you guys don't want to wait. Also share audio, yes. You know my man's over here wanted me to remind him too. That boy spamming. You're gonna, you're gonna get him. You're just spamming the hell out of him on the chat. We need him. I guess so. I don't know what he's doing. Hold on, you in the lounge? Let me get my earphones on. Maybe I should do that. I don't know. This guy's in the lounge. Dude, this guy might not even. Hold on, man. Get the audio to pass through here. Okay, so it's going through. I think I might make him a mod. Trunicated. Should get his attention. Sorry about this, y'all. Let me pause this stream real quick. Let me see. Actually, it's not. Hold on. Because I like streaming with music. Okay, well, I know he wanted me to get his get an analysis on Euro USD at no. So I'll wait. No, it's okay. He might pop up in a sec. I don't know where he's at. I'm pretty sure if he sees me in the lounge, he'll jump in. So it's not a big deal. Pretty sure he'll jump in. Yeah, I'll look at gold for you. I will look at gold for you. Let me turn this part off. All right. So for anyone just joining the stream or looking at it after the stream ends, hop on the Discord if you have anything you want me to look at. Sometimes I'll do an analysis in between the week, but most of the time I'll do them in the weekend. I know I haven't done live analysis in a while. I've had a lot going on right now, but it's okay. We'll get it done either way. So gold. I don't really look at the dollar too much when doing any of my analysis. Just so you guys know, I never do. It's very rare the day I actually do it, but uh, I just never found any good reason to. So let's go on a kind of like a step-by-step basis of what I do here when it comes to doing an analysis. Um, what I'll do is I'll mark out the levels that have already been reacted from. So, and then I'll go like in a sequential order, right? If price does this, then what should it have done next? And if that has already happened, then I'm waiting for this to also happen. So obviously we can already see price has been pretty freaking bullish, right? We have this break of structure here, and then we have another one. And if you haven't seen my um advanced market structure video, you got to look at it, because what I am currently marking up, to me, is type 1 and type 2 market structure. So this blue line is essentially, I believe, type 1, and all these little breaks of structure is type 2. Okay. Let me fade this out a little bit. Something like that. Now these white shaded areas, guys, is a weekly indicator that I'm using. It's this one right here. If you guys want to look at it. Here we go. That's it right here. Okay, so I'll probably put it in the description down below too. But I'm highlighting the week. So this whole shaded area is a week, non-shaded area is a week, shaded area is a week, and then non-shaded area is a week. So right off the bat, I'm on the 6 hour, pretty bullish. Price reacted off of this, I guess you would say, demand zone. Let me see what my fib says here. You know, mark it up from this row here. I'm probably gonna just use the 50 only. Yeah, so it reacted to a demand zone from a discounted area. Sorry guys, I'm checking the chats too. Okay, yeah, so it reacted off of this area, inverted some fair value gaps here. That one right here. Right, so that got inverted. And there's also a small fair value gap here. Right. So I have a fair value gap inside another fair value gap. Right now, what I am thinking is price on gold. By the way, I don't really take news into account when I'm looking at the higher time frame. I don't really care too much about news. I'm looking for price to keep going lower, enter maybe in this fair value gap, and then give me a reaction higher. Let me see this here. Okay. So here's the only thing though. Here's why. Here's another reason why I think it's going to retrace. We have a failed high here. So we have a failed break of structure. Now this is either a sign of a reversal, right? We're probably going to keep going down. Maybe take out this type A structure, maybe. Or maybe it just failed because it wants to go down here and retrace into this fair value gap or into some kind of order block. Anything can happen. But what I honestly think is more probable is it's just simply going to retrace down into this fair value gap right here, somewhere in this area, and then go back up. I mean, we're already having some bullish momentum here, but I think that overall we are going to be pretty bullish. And not only that, gold is in itself a pretty bullish pair. Let me go into the daily and let me see something here. Wow. Yeah, I mean, gold has only been rising in and of itself. So yeah, I don't see it going further back down, guys. And let me show you another reason why too. You see this you see how structure uh get rid of this just so you see how structure had initially failed here in the past, right? That failed break of structure here. Well, it didn't actually break past through this low. So what did it do? It retraced down into an area of discount and then eventually went back up. So what I think is we're probably seeing a repeat of that same exact pattern. So no, I don't expect gold to be long-term bearish. I do expect to be long-term bullish. But for now, I would seek some kind of retracement, short-term bearish, but long-term bullish for sure. Now, in terms of setups, oh my boy, he's here. All right, sounds good. Join the lounge when ready. At movies, definitely making this kind of moss. So yeah, like I said, short-term bearish, long-term bullish. I'm gonna upload this actually on the Discord. Oh, wrong one. Discord. That's not it. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, four. That was the 6 hour. Make a new one. Short term bearish. I don't really think I need anything for notes. I'm trying to see if he wants anything else looked at. But yeah, we've got long-term bullish, short-term bearish. Okay, so that is that. I'll probably leave that on there. S&P. That's actually one I wanted to cover real quick. So I had sent this one in the Discord. I'm gonna make one specifically for indices, I guess. As you can see, I had marked this up like in between the week, and price did indeed fill in that 6-hour fair value gap, but ended up retracing back up a little more, taking out some highs and then going back down. So whoever caught that, big money. Hold on, guys, checking the chance real quick. Checking the chats, checking the chats. At Evolis.
Hello, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good, brother. Pretty good. You can hear me good?
Yeah, good. I'm just trying to get on the stream. I can see it now.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right, my friend. So you wanted me to look at Euro USD?
Yeah, I was just thinking, because of that news on Friday.
Oh, yeah. I see. Okay. All right. All right. Where you from? Where you watching this from?
I'm UK.
UK. Oh, sweet. So what time is it there now?
7:05.
Oh, cool. Okay, bet. So I guess this would be a good time to start the streams then for all my UK
Yeah,
people. Perfect.
yeah,
Perfect.
definitely.
Okay. So let's see here. Let me start off with the six. I've been getting into the 6 hour a little bit more lately. Um, I was explaining to everyone that these highlighted areas, like for instance, this gray area is a week, this non-gray area is a week, and so on and so forth. Pretty easy. Um, and I see that we definitely push this up towards the upside. But the thing is, when it comes to news, I don't really consider it too much in terms of affecting structure. Uh, that's just the way I've traded it because all it is, I think, is just short-term momentum that it gives to any asset. So when I see news pop up and it gives me like this, something like this, all that does is like just temporarily gives it a change, to the market. So that's why I don't really think it's gonna change the overall trend. It's either gonna boost the trend in its original direction, or it's just gonna give like a temporary hiccup.
Yeah,
Um,
it did have a surge, a quite big surge. Then it slowed down, and then it went up and up. But if you look on the lower time frames, it's slowly trending back down. Even though on the six
oh yeah,
hour, you can't see that.
oh yeah, we see that right here. It's gonna come back down for sure. I mean, it might come back down. The thing is, if it also depends on the amount of volume that there was. So if there's too much volume being pumped and also the type of news, sometimes it might not retrace all the way down, or sometimes it won't even retrace into like the 50%. Sometimes it'll just retrace somewhere around this area. So what I'll usually do is this. So if you're planning on scalping, like towards the downside, I would
Yeah,
recommend, and this is on the 1 hour, I would recommend something like this. Scalping it down towards this fair value gap. But what I wouldn't do is scalp towards the middle of this fair value gap. It's for me that's just a little too dangerous because I don't even know if it'll actually reach the middle of this fair value gap considering how bullish we are. And not only that, on the 6 hour, I can already tell we're pretty bullish overall. If we were to look at this right here, we're a pretty strong breakup structure towards the upside. By any chance, have you seen my intermediate to advanced market structure video?
the
Could you repeat that?
Is that the new one you've uploaded?
Yes.
Not yet. It's on my
Okay.
list.
So on there I have a I explained there's two types of structures. We have type 1, or you could also say type A, but there's type 1 and type 2. So for instance, for my type 1, this overall structure from here to here to here to here, that would be like a type 1 structure. And then the type 2 is these like short-term breaks of structure. So here we have that change of character, right? And then here we have these smaller breaks of structure. And then the smaller one right here as well. And then the smaller one right here as well. So you kind of get the gist of it, right? So
Yeah.
we already had a type 1 structure here, but we had a retracement towards the 50%, and we had a little bit of a discount too. And I noticed also that it reacted to this fair value gap. So even though it slightly tapped it still tapped into it. And with the news, it kind of gave it that boost to like turn back in its original direction to create more of that type 1 structure, more bullish structure. So, oh, hold on, give me a
Yeah.
second.
So you reckon it's going to retrace a little bit, but yeah, but keeping with the bullish momentum.
Yeah, definitely more bullish, but I do think we are going to retrace slightly. We are definitely going to retrace slightly. If we were to look at that 1 hour, we're definitely going to retrace slightly into like this fair value gap. I don't think it'll retrace any further though. I don't think so.
Do you
But
ever
like
use lower time frames, 15, 10, 5, or
let's
not?
see, 15.
It's consolidating, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
But it was
consolidating.
Friday afternoon.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Since it was Friday, it is consolidating a little bit. But I like it should come down. Not only that, I mean, if even if you were to scalp, for instance, let's see here. Oh, crap, hold on. What's up with this thing? Yeah. Okay, what the heck? If you see a breakout of the consolidation, let's just use the bodies here towards the downside, and it should have like a little bit of a retracement towards this fair value gap and this little high here, tiny little high. Sure, you might be able to like scalp into it, but this is what I would rather see. Personally, this is what I would rather see. I would rather see it inverted, come somewhere around here, somewhere near here. It might actually
Yeah,
tap into this little order
little
block here.
blocks.
But even if it doesn't tap into it, I would rather get a market structure shift. So maybe like either a failed high, a failed low, or a sweep. But I just want to see some kind of shift. So it could look something like that. Whether it retraces again and then goes up, or it just doesn't retrace at all and just simply changes trend. Point is, I want to see it shift up. So let me give you like an example of what I want. So see something like this. Price went up, slightly
Yeah,
consolidated,
and
and
went
then
back up.
here you can see that it goes up, down, and then breaks up. Right? Something like that. Something similar to it. But I want to see some momentum, something that says, okay, we're ready to continue back in the original bullish trend. Right? So I would much rather be on the safe side and wait for the trend to like say correct itself and then be bullish back up to the upside. But as far as short term, yeah, bearish, long term bullish for sure. Let's see,
I agree.
let's see, maybe. Yeah, I'm probably gonna put this in the Discord too, though. Um,
What do you think about GU?
GU. Let's see, GU.
trade that a lot, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, but especially with the signals that are getting sent out. It loves GU. Hopefully I get the rest finished. Hopefully finishes collecting the rest of the data so I can um get that sent out to you guys too. Interesting. Very interesting. You know what? I thought I deleted all this. This is the one from when I passed that challenge. Uh, yeah, structure here. Let's see. Value gap. Okay, so maybe, and I think for the rest of this week, we might be bearish.
Yeah.
And this is why. Even though, let's see, even though we have type 1 structure saying we're bullish, let's download this as type 1. Even though it says we're bullish, something's telling me that it's going to retrace a little lower. Why? Because one, this order block here was not respected. And it broke down. I mean, there wasn't too much momentum when it broke down through it. But you can also see it reacting off of this fair value gap. And you can see pretty big wick rejections on this higher time frame. So I'm thinking that we might see something like this. And then somewhere in this area, tap into, go back up. But I would still rather see a shift, the market structure shift, some kind of market structure shift on the higher time frame. Because it's kind of like a 50-50 here. You see it reacting off of this fair value gap. And then what the next thing that I would expect price to do in these next couple of hours is finish. It'll finish this candle. It'll close it out and then retrace somewhere in this fair value gap and then possibly change trend. So this would be like it's failed low as it retraces into that fair value gap right here. And then shift to trend, right? And another thing that we also have to keep in mind is we are already in an area of discount. So so it's already really it's a little dangerous to trade this pair right now because I don't know what the next move would be. Everything's telling me that it's getting ready to change trend. The thing is I don't know when. We have this fair value gap here. We have this one down here. But then we're also in a area of discount. This whole area is the area of discount. So I would rather wait to see a change in character to the upside just to be safe. That's the only part that sucks when in trading is that if you don't always know which one's gonna be because you have really good arguments for both sides, especially in times like this.
You trading? Are you mainly doing swing now,
Yeah,
or
yeah, I've been
or
trying to get
scalping?
more into swing trading, especially now that I have my higher time frame strategy.
Okay.
And doing all the back testing with it. I really like it. So I've been mainly swing trading. I'm also trying to work on automating like a swing trading strategy for the signals. So
Yeah. I don't know because I've been mainly working off the 5 minute obviously checking the higher time frames, 4 hour, 1 hour,
Let's
just
see.
paying off the 5, but it's quite stressful.
Oh yeah, man. I very, very, very rarely will I trade back on the 5 because my main strategies were on the 1 minute. But
I was doing the 1 minute before, and that
yeah,
was too stressful. And I've moved to the 5, and it's working better for me. But still, I
yeah,
haven't really
yeah.
looked into swing trading yet.
No, yeah, I like swing trading a lot more now. It's just because it's like I've said in one of the videos, it's just the structure and the story that it tells you. It's just a lot more reliable. You know, if I see strong rejections like this on the higher time frame, I'll take this into more consideration than I would a big rejection on like a 5 minute, right? Because then you have to start adding more confluences to support the that idea, right? To support the idea of, well, we are changing trend. We're probably going to go towards the upside or downside or whatever it is. And so for like anything under the 15, you definitely get a lot more confluences. I would say even like a change of character, especially if you're even if you are trading against the trend or with the trend, right? So
I
for
always
instance,
try to go with the trend, just because I've been caught out too many times against the trend. And yeah,
yeah,
it's, and
like
my win rate is a lot better with the trend, so I always wait for the right time now instead
yeah,
of
yeah.
over trading.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you can't make money trading against the trend, but what I'm saying is, in order for that to happen, you're gonna have to either make a lot more trades, improve your risk to reward. Um, I mean, backtest a specific pair to make sure that that specific strategy works for it. I mean, like for instance, the best way that I would say to trade against a trend would be something like this. So let me go down to like the 5 again, right? So actually, let me do this. So I like also adding a little bit of Elliott wave. I don't know if you um seen
No,
any of the
yeah, I
videos.
haven't. I've heard of it, but I haven't looked into it.
I like Elliott wave on the higher time frames. I really do. I enjoy Elliott wave on the higher time frames because, like I said, the higher time frame gives me better signals in a sense.
Yeah.
So with Elliott wave, I'll typically mark out like a trend line, right? And I'll use that as kind of like my direction to say, okay, price probably won't go past this area. So let me see. Let me turn on my fair value gaps. And I'm probably going to hide some of this stuff here. Okay. So everything you're seeing highlighted is the some fair value gaps here. So if I'm trading with the trend, I'm trying to see some fair value gaps get created and inverted and taken out, or some reactions off of some order blocks, right? So something like this. It already inverted this fair value gap.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to be super safe about it, you could wait for this or for it to create some kind of low. In this case, we would wait for some kind of low and for that low to be broken and then enter off of that low. But let's just say price doesn't create a low and it breaks through this with some momentum. I'll probably look into getting into that. Or if you want to get in more aggressively, you can wait for some more candles to support the direction of that trade. So if we're going to look into entering bearish, one, we already have an engulfing candle. We have an order block. We have an inverted fair value gap. We can do enter here. You can either move your stops to break even after passing this low, or if you want to go for like a specific risk to reward, that's up to you. So I'll do something like this, right? All right. So like I said, you can move your stops to break even after it hits this part. Now, I love going for fixed risk to rewards just because
But what you
it's
at
just a little less stressful.
or what risk
Y-
reward you use
I usually like
normally?
going for like if when I first started, I usually go for like a 1 to 5. So
Yeah.
if I have the order block right here, I go for a 1 to 5 like that. Or I think in one of my videos, I also explained that it's always better to target the initial part of a of an order block too. So for instance, here that would have been a good um place to target, and then once we see price break through it, you could have extended the risk to reward a little more to like a
Yeah.
fair value gap or something like that. But like I said, since we're overall bearish, I would definitely have gone for a higher risk to reward. Now, that's another reason why I don't like trading the 5 minute. Even though you have a lot of confluences, it's still like it's not always going to be 100%, right? That's the thing. And like I don't know if you've seen Doyle Exchange, but even he doesn't like going for high risk to rewards. I've seen him go for like 1-to-ones mostly. 1-to-ones, one to
Yeah,
twos.
I'm similar to that, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't try to hit right rock bottom. I
Yeah.
just like to bank some money. So even on that order block, that gap,
Yeah.
I would have just done it where you've probably got it there now
Yeah, like right
instead of
here.
right to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's it. Because at the end of the day, that's what scalping is, right? You're getting in and you're getting out as quick as possible. That's like the main
that's it.
objective of it, right? Because what a lot of people also do, and this is another reason why traders seem to have like a hard freaking time with their psychology, is they start going for like these insane risk to rewards like this, right? And I'm like, dude, you're scalping on the 5 minute. You're doing too much. Just go for something shorter. Just go for like a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2, Like a 1-to-2, when I started scalping on like the 1 minute, 1-to-2s were like the most I'd go for. That was the most I'd go for. But I've been trying to get it to 2R on like those lower time frames. But if you don't have the psychology for it, you're not gonna go too far.
I
That's the
mean,
big thing.
I
Psychology,
could be
man.
doing I could be doing 20 trades in a day, just doing one to ones, just banging
Yeah.
them in.
Heck
You know,
yeah, man. I mean,
as long as I'm getting winning more than losing. Do you know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, man. I mean, if you're one of those people that prefer to have like a higher strike rate versus lower strike rate and big risk to reward, dude, go for it, man. Whatever makes you money. Don't because I remember when I first started, people were always like, "Oh man, I'm selling this strategy for like $1,000 and you can get these high risk to rewards on that lower time frame, whatever." Man, that's just a bunch of scams, man, because it's unrealistic to always hit those. You're constantly having to read price with so much detail. Like here, you would have to you would have to do a whole bunch of analysis. Okay, we're going up. Okay, finally we hit that order block. Now we're going down. It's just too much to worry about. So much more confluences. Here, you can just get your 1-to-2s and call it a day. I mean, I would also recommend trading in kill zones too, if that's the case. And by the time you actually want to enter into a good trade, if you're not trading in that specific time zone, you miss that trade. And I hated that too. So that's why I
Do
would
you
rather do
do
swing trading.
do you do better in different sessions? Because I always seem to do better in the London session or the early morning for me. So late Asian session and then up to sort of end of the London session. I don't really do very well in the New York session.
Well, since I
I
live in
don't
the
know. I'm not
US,
sure why, but I
yeah,
don't.
no, it's because I mean I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the setups that I have seen, like really good setups, I've seen like anything before US. I don't know why. I guess because US might be a little too volatile, and London is kind of like got that perfect balance of volatility, but not too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know why. I don't know why it is that New York is just so bad to trade. That's why a lot of people prefer to stay on the 15 minute when trading New York, because at least it's a little more reliable. So like let me speed this up. If I were to go on like for my time, man, I hate news. Let me see. Okay, six. I don't really like trading 6. Okay, so for instance, like this right here on the 15 sweep, we got a sweep here, tapped into a demand zone, right? That higher time from demand zone, whatever. We see a big bullish candle. Like for me, that would be perfect entry right here. And I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I would still recommend to use like a lot more of confluences. But for me, this would be like more than enough, and I could hold this for a good minute. Like I'm just gonna go for a 1 to 2 just for this example, right? That 1 to 2 gets hit, and if you want, you can move your stops to break even, or you can just trail it. So what I would do is I would slightly wait for it to break up a little more, and then I would trail my stops. So I would probably end up targeting this fair value gap, right, for like a 2R. And if you want to be safe, you could target under it, but you could do that, like trail it up to like this fair value gap, and that's fine. I still got my money, or most of my money, and I was right. It only it only went slightly under the fair value gap too. But yeah, there's
So
so
you
many ways to
still
trade.
are you doing any trades like this anymore? Are you focused on swing trading now?
I'm mostly focusing on swing trading now because I already did the scalping. I was fairly successful with it. You know, I made my money, got in, got out, and then I started, and like it's like a weird progression. Like it was the 1 minute. And then after I mastered the 1 minute, I went up to the 5 minute. And after 5 minute, 15. And then like the one
I
hour, and
I'm
now
probably
four
going that
hour.
direction.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's inevitable too, if you think about it, because a lot of the traders that I've seen go from scalping because that's like the most interesting part, right, of trading.
Yeah,
People
but
get
you
into the
learn.
scalping.
I
Yeah.
feel like you learn a lot more on the 1 minute because there's so much going on and there's so many things to learn on the lower time frames
Yeah, yeah,
compared
and it
to the
actually makes
higher.
sense. Yeah, it actually makes
So
sense because by then you're literally trying to apply every single thing that goes with market structure, right? You're looking at market structure shifts, you're looking at fair value gaps, order blocks, um, changes of character, all that stuff. And then it sticks with you. And then the higher the time frame you go, the easier it is to like catch those kinds of setups. And it's like a lot less stressful too. Because you already know, oh, I've seen this on the lower time frame. And now that I'm on that higher time frame, I know it's probably going to play out a little better. Like for instance here, like I was saying, if you're on the lower time frame, you know that, oh, I've seen fill break of structure, I've seen change of character here, right? Well, I don't really consider those changes of character. I would consider this one right here change of character. And then this right here would be like that break of structure, right? That on the lower time frame may or may not hold up, but on the higher time frame, this definitely holds up, right? Because we're talking about hours in one candle, more data, which is more reliable. And so you kind of carry that away, like carry that with you when you're scalping on that lower time frame, right? Just little stuff that you learn along the way. And I mean, the 1 minute is not bad to trade to, but I'd be very careful with anything that's that low. Like I said, catch those quick 1 to 1s. My original strategy when I was trading on the 1 minute, it was mainly based off of like changes of character and fair value gaps. So
yeah, there's so many different things, and I think to me, there's a lot of stuff that people say, and it's just it doesn't really work. And I think just the standard supply and demand,
yeah,
market analysis, and price action, that's the best, really. I think there's so many different strategies, and a lot of it's just sort of like you know
a
rubbish.
lot. Yeah, a lot. And the problem is that like like I'm not saying they stop working after a while, but what I'm saying is like just depending on the pair and on the time of your when you're trading, like if you're on a certain month or a certain season or certain political events, that strategy might not hold up very well for that year, right? And then the people that are learning that strategy at that same year when it's not performing very well, they'll say, "Oh, it doesn't work." But it's not that it doesn't work, it's just not efficient for that current month or for that current year.
But you can say that for people who back test strategies, 10 years ago.
Right,
The same. But,
right.
the data's 10 years old. It's different to now.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like you might have like for instance in you might have like a really good year in like 2020. But then the year after that, you might have a pretty bad year, not as profitable, but you still made some money. And then the year after that, you're kind of going back up again to where you were, or maybe not as good. But that's also another reason why I tell people to have multiple strategies that are proven by your back tested data. So that way you can say, well, it's expected for it to not perform this well, or it's expected to have these kinds of setbacks. Or if you're like, oh, I've seen this kind of data in my back testing, it says this month it's not going to be the best, but I have this other strategy that works very well in these months. I'm going to just rely on that one instead. And so, especially when trading on the higher time frame, like swing trading, you don't have to really have too many different strategies, because now you're using a bunch of data in one candle as opposed to having to make a couple of other strategies to compensate for the lack of data in each candle that's like on the 5 minute or on the 1 minute, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why I've been getting a lot more into swing trading. And hopefully I'll get, like I said, those trading bots up and running real soon, so that way you guys can also make some money and not have to worry so much about trading on your own. You can use it as like a confluence for yourself.
Yeah.
Let's
Did
see.
you have you made it yourself?
No, it's from another person. It's just this person has been gracious enough to help me out.
Oh, no.
Um, so but it's uses almost the same parameters. It's just I've been trying to get it to where it's like at least like a 50% win rate or a little higher if possible. Um,
I think I was reading a thread on Reddit, and they were talking about win rates, and I mean, you can have a 40% win rate, but your profit is a lot more. Because, do you know what I mean? I
yeah.
think it's subjective, isn't it? Win
Yeah,
rates.
it's all subjective. And like the only reason, like honestly, I'm not really too interested in like a high win rate strategy. The only reason why I'm doing it that way is because I know that a lot of the people that start off trading and that enter discords, and the first thing they ask is, what's your win rate? Because I used to ask
Yeah.
that too. What's your win rate? What's your strategy? What's your risk to reward? And so what I want to do is try to get at least a decent win rate for those kinds of people, and a decent risk to reward, so that way they don't get
Yeah.
discouraged and say, oh man, it doesn't work. I'm leaving, or I'm gonna do something else or whatever. And then for those that do persevere, they'll understand that win rate and risk to reward is all subjective. It's just honestly, it's just really whatever makes you money. There's a lot of people that use negative risk to rewards and then have a high win rate, and they make really good money off of that. I mean,
Mm.
the only problem is if you lose, you better have your
You lose a lot.
psychology intact, because you're gonna be pretty wrecked emotionally. But yeah, it's nothing crazy, man. Just gotta give it
So
more
are you
time.
have you held trades over the weekend, or are you in any trades at the moment? You want
Yeah,
to
I'm
talk
I'm
about?
actually holding. What am I holding right now? I'm holding one for gold. As a matter of fact, no, is it gold or no? It's for GU. I'm in a buy right now. I'm
I'm
in a buy
in
right now.
one. I
I'm a
think I'm
one
in
out.
one with. Where were you in at?
I think. Let me get rid of this replay thing right here. I think I got in somewhere down here. I can't remember exactly. It's because I have it on my other computer. So that's the computer I also use to send out the signals. I have that running all the time. But
Let me just check. I don't know if you can analyze my trade that I'm in. I think it's on US 30.
it's 30.
Let me just have a check. Pull up my. What are we on? So I'm on a buy. So going long. Where do we go in? Hang on, let me just pull my chart up on my phone. So US 30. So that's on the 4 minute. You're on the 1 hour. So I'm on the 5 minute, and I got in 39,500. I think. Yeah,
39,500.
39,500. So yeah, I jumped in there because I did sort of see it was going to fall back up.
39,500.
Yeah, and that's only I've only got like a 0.1 lot, but it was more of a punt, if you know what I mean. It was nothing
Gotcha.
big.
So, like around here.
Yeah. So I got in around there
Oof.
about lunchtime-ish, I think it was. Friday for me. I don't know, that morning for you.
So it's like around Friday.
Yeah, around that sort of area. I can't see the times on it. I can only see unless I pull it up on my computer.
That's probably because I have it blocked right here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Let me add this here. Now you tell me how far out I drag it.
Yeah, it's around that sort of area. I mean,
All right.
I
Did you enter off this
I
order
don't know.
block?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Is it the 5 minute?
Yeah, on the 5.
Okay, so it's probably this order block then. Let's see.
I sort of read it. I saw it was starting to go more bullish, and I thought, well, it's fallen a lot. I don't really do the US 30, but I know it's quite a good market to trade.
It is a good market to trade if you're trading supply and demand.
Yeah,
SMC Jello trades this, but he trades it with limit orders. But his risk, I think his win rate is like 40, but he has pretty big risk to rewards. Um,
so I think that got stomped by a lot of the news on Friday, didn't it? Um, so yeah, I sort of hedging my bet that it's gonna
oh,
go back up.
let's see here. Oof. Well, you might get lucky, and this is why I think. Um, this
Oh,
is
we had
why
a
I
bit of a
think.
double top there, isn't there?
Yeah, you got this failed. Hi, so that makes sense here. And then we have that possible change of character. And then we have it tap into this 8 hour
Hmm.
fair value gap. 8 hour FEG. It sort of
Um,
broke.
I mean, I am up anyway at the
Yeah.
moment, so I can dip out whenever.
Yeah, if I was you, I'd probably get out. And this is
Mm.
the only reason why, because we have that field breakup structure. We have a possible change of character. Uh, it rejected off of the 8 hour, but not with like it's got some pretty good momentum in terms of rejection wise. But the thing that really scares me is this really big fail breakup structure
Mm. All
because
right.
normally what you should see, you shouldn't see like a big retracement with these big candles with that much aggressiveness if it's just going to be a pullback. If it was just a simple pullback, usually you would see like some slight,
Yeah.
more bullish than bearish candles. But since we have a lot of bearish momentum, I'm thinking it's definitely going to invert this 8 hour fair value gap at any point. It might retrace up a little bit because if I'm looking at the 5 minute, it might retrace up a little bit somewhere around this area, maybe around the if it's well, if it's already reacting up to 50%, I'd still be very careful with it. But it might react somewhere around these fair value gaps on that 5 minute.
You reckon I
But
should put my take profit around that sort of area and get out?
yeah, if I was you, if If I was you, I'd get out now if I'm in profit.
Hmm.
If I was you, I'd get out now that I'm in profit
Well, I
because
can move my stop loss up.
okay, yeah, you could do that. So you could do that, but the thing is this: if you were to move your stop loss to break even, like where would you move it? Let me ask you, where would you move your stop loss?
I am my at the moment. I'll probably just put it up to sort of 550 and just yeah take what I've got.
So around five, so like right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the
Then
thing.
then if it dips down, then I'm still up.
Here is the dealio, my friend. We have this like that. We have liquidity resting there.
Yeah.
Not only that, we have a demand zone here, liquidity here, some fair value gaps here. I would not doubt for a single moment that price will do something like this. Come down, tap in, then go back, or it'll do this. Come down, tap in, retrace, and then break through. Point is, definitely bearish. Definitely bearish. But I mean, I could see why you would trade against the trend in the sense if you're just looking at the lower time frame for that on the 5 minute, because obviously we have some fair value gaps here, maybe some here, and then you have that failed breakup structure, right? But the only time I would have actually seen or would have actually traded this was if I would have seen this, like if I would have used the fib and used the 0.75, and then I would have probably, maybe, entered off of this candle right here. This bullish candle here, I would have set my stops under here and then just targeted either the point 0.1 or that high and called it a day.
Yeah.
That's
I
fairly
think you're right.
aggressive because these fair value gaps aren't that big, and quite frankly, it already looks like price had already tried taking them out as it was going down. Like this one right here, you can see how big this wick retraced to the upside. It tried filling in that fair value gap already. And then here, I mean, obviously, the only reason why this fair value gap is here is because price is shifting towards the downside with the trend, with the overall trend. So it makes sense for it to leave this overall fair value gap here. But this one right here, it already looks like it's already been attempted to fill. And I don't see any reason for price to go back up and try filling it even more. So yeah, I would
As the
definitely try
market
to get out now.
10, isn't it? We'll find out. We can revisit and see what
Sure thing.
happens.
Sure thing, man. I'll leave it up, marked up, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not always 100% on my analysis, no one is, but I would definitely say overall bearish for this one, man. I would definitely say overall bearish. I mean, I think I have a sentiment too. Market
Half
sentiment.
nine Eastern time, isn't it?
Yeah, strong bearish, strong bearish. Yeah, don't look too good, brother. Don't looks too good. But we'll see what happens, man. I hope that I'm wrong and that you make some money, dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll stick to Forex, I think.
But I mean, US30 is okay to trade. It's just, I personally don't like trading it in terms of like using anything on it. Like, I like US30 as an asset, as a tradable asset. I really like it. I like the way it makes money. I like the way it moves. But for some reason, every time I try trading it, I don't have the best results. But I want to trade it. I actually want to trade it. It's just I don't like trading it.
Mm.
And then
I think that's
for
the same with me
Forex
with.
pairs, it's different.
I always fail on JPY ones. Actually, saying that USD JPY, I did all right last week, but I have it can be quite dangerous. You know, um, pound to the yen. That's
Oh
quite volatile.
yeah, it is actually a little volatile. Damn.
Yeah,
Wow.
I got a lot of on this drop down last week.
Okay, so you definitely made some money, man.
Mm.
Look at that.
I
Mm,
think I don't know if it's going to get. There's a little. Yeah, I don't know how much lower it can go though.
it's.
I guess so if you look at the bigger time frame.
I mean, honestly, I will have no doubt in my mind it's gonna retest this area right here. But there's a lot of momentum going down. So I have to see the only way that I would actually see myself trading this,
For the reaction.
yeah, if it's just I need some kind of reaction. I need something to say this is not valid for me to keep attention to shorts. So I would have to see something like a breakthrough, back up and then down, like sort of going down, some momentum to the downside. But since I mean overall the type 1 structure is telling me it's bullish, I would probably look more into getting into the buys. Either somewhere, yeah, like especially if it reaches this level,
Mm.
I'd probably be looking somewhere to buy in this area at some point. But
Yep.
I want to see a higher structure to tell me that it's changing in trend.
So do you
Because
use the fib quite often? Do you on the 75?
for my swing trading, yeah, for my swing trading
Okay.
for sure. Especially since I want to start getting more into limit orders. I've been using the 0.75 a lot more. Some people use the 0.71. I like using the 0.75 um just
So you just go
because
in and put a limit order and just line them up, do you?
yeah, I
Like,
have to yeah, as long as like obviously I have to make sure that all my other confluences line up, especially like the confluence that I showed you guys on the video. I make sure everything else lines up and then obviously enter my limit order and target whatever I need to target, but that would be more on the 4 hour. This would be a nice trade to hold though, long term, for for a good couple of weeks. This would be a long trade to hold though. So I think for now I might be bearish in terms of USD JPY, just because I haven't seen anything that says I'm not gonna break through this demand zone. I just think I might be bearish. Maybe keep an eye out for that 0.75 level. Maybe it'll probably do this. It'll probably tap into it, quickly reject, give a quick rejection, and then retrace somewhere in this area to continue going back down.
so if you're, yeah. So on the retracement, you'd be looking if you was to go bearish to wait for it to swing back down, wouldn't you, to downside to get in?
Yeah,
But
yeah, like
if you're doing a lower time frame, I mean,
yeah, if you were so for instance, like let me use this example right here. Perfect example right here. So for instance, if I'm saying I'm bearish, right? And I'm saying, okay, I want to see a retracement and some momentum. So this retracement here, I would say, okay, I need something that says I'm going back down.
yeah.
I would like to ideally enter somewhere in this higher point, right? So what I would do, right, mark up this fair value gap. So this is where I would use the higher time frame to enter on that lower time frame. So I mark up this fair value gap, right, and see what price tells me in terms of momentum. So 4 hour FEG, right? So let me enter. Let's see. You like the 5 minute, right? So, let's see here. Let me get rid of that. Okay. So if I'm going to enter off of the lower time frame, I want to see some momentum towards the downside into that either fair value gap or just something that says I'm shifting trend. So here you could say, okay, we have a possible change of character, and I say possible because I want to see a pullback on that lower time frame as well, and then I wanted to see it go down. So okay, we're going retracing back up. Okay, perfect. So we have this right here. Have that another brick of structure. What do we have here? For value gap on this one. Price rejected. We have a little bit of momentum, nothing crazy. Still not enough. Okay. So I would honestly still wait just because I'm not seeing strong momentum. But if I wanted to get into a trade around this time, I'm probably gonna have to make my stop loss fairly big because even though I'm trading with the trend, I still want to be safe. And this would probably be a trade I'd have to hold for a little while. Maybe like a 1 or 2. And this is another thing too. I still probably wouldn't enter because I'm afraid it might tap into one of these order blocks and then retrace back up higher to tap into this 4 hour. So it may or may not work out, but I'm just gonna go off of what price is giving me. So okay, so we got that right, 1 to 2,
No, nice.
and all I did was remember we went on that 4 hour. Oh, I didn't. Oh, it did mark. It did touch the fair value gap. I just didn't mark it up right. My bad. Okay, so I actually would have entered a little sooner, but that's okay. That's okay. Point is, we saw structure move up, right? And then I wanted to see some momentum on that 5 minute, right? That says we're ready to go down. Tapped into that fair value gap. Break of structure here, or possible change of character here. Right? Went down, retraced, broke structure again. There's a fair value gap. Price tapped into it. Bam, we went down. And if you wanted to, like, instead of going for like a 1 to 2, and you said, okay, since we're going with the trend, I'm gonna go maybe target this low. I don't like doing that. I would rather target something like this, like a 2R, or how about this? We're just gonna target that for value gap that's here. That's this one right here. But I'm not gonna move my stops. I don't really like moving my stops that much. Oh crap. There it is. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So something like that. Because the price could have reversed at this for value gap. But realistically, I wouldn't go for this kind of risk to reward. Realistically, I wouldn't. Because it's just too dangerous in my opinion.
Bit too risky.
Yeah, way too risky. So I honestly, I would have just stuck with the 1 to 2, and I would have called it a day. So I don't want you to think that I'm like, oh man, definitely go for that 2R for sure.
No, I
It,
agree with you,
no,
and
because
I'd be happy with
yeah,
1.2.
I'd rather be the guy that catches 1 to 2s consistently and be up in my account than be the guy that's constantly having to deal with drawdown and pray to God that his 5R gets hit to make up for all those losses.
Exactly.
It's just all about trading smart, man. Just trading smart, not being greedy, being patient, doing your analysis, all that good stuff. That's all it is, man. Not being greedy. Be very careful. And
That's it.
yeah.
Ah. So you doing any? I guess you're not doing any low time frame trades at the moment anymore.
Not right now. I might get back into it later on in the future. Like if I were to I'm planning on doing live streams, like live tradings, in the near
Well,
future.
yeah, let us know, and I'll jump on. We'll do some.
Yeah, yeah, for
See how
sure.
it goes.
I just haven't been able to work it out yet. There's still a lot of things that I have to deal with, and so that's why I haven't really done it yet. I'm working on a bunch of other stuff. I'd rather get I would rather get all my projects done first, and then say, okay, I'm satisfied with everything I've done. Now I'm just gonna live stream and chill, but
Yeah,
it's gonna
I see
take me a while.
you've put a lot of work into your PDFs and your videos.
It's
A
a
lot of
lot
hours
of
I can
work.
see.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of work. I mean, because I want to get creative with it. I want to get creative with the PDFs. I don't want them to look crappy. And then it's just like every little minute detail that is in those PDFs takes me a long, long time. But I do it because I want to be proud of my work and I want you guys to like it and, say, man, this stuff
Yeah,
is really cool.
no, it's really good. I've been on a lot of groups and a lot of it's sort of copy pasted and wanting $1,000 for stuff that's out there. Do you know what I mean? On
Yeah.
baby pips or whatever. But
Yeah, man. That's another thing I hated, man. You'd pay for a freaking course and they'd give you just some stuff they wrote down on Google Docs. And I'm not joking, I've actually had that happen. I paid for like I think a $200-300 course in the past when I first started trading, and the guy just sent me a docs, a Google Docs, with his apparent strategy, which was like the least technical thing I've seen in the world. Like almost nothing, no effort was into it that I honestly thought I got scammed.
yeah,
So
there's too much of that out there.
yeah, but thankfully that phase of my trading is over. So you guys don't have to go through what I went through. Hopefully you don't.
Definitely not. Hopefully not.
But yeah, man, is there anything else you want me to take a look at?
I think that's it. But I'll if I do think of anything, I'll write some stuff down.
Yeah, for sure, man. For
And
sure.
I'll drop it your way. But yeah, no, well, that's definitely good. Thanks for
Awesome.
the analysis.
Yeah, man, sounds good. Hopefully we'll do another live stream this weekend and I'll let y'all know, man. I'll let y'all boys know.
Yeah, nice one. Brilliant.
Awesome, brother. All right, well, I'll see you in the
Ca-
Discord, man.
Yeah, catch you later.
All right, brother. Bye.
Bye.
All righty, y'all. So it's just you and me, people on the live stream. Good session. Good session. I'm probably going to finish uploading these in the Discord for anyone that wants to join and see the references back into it. But yeah, guys, that's just a little bit of what I like to do. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments on the whether it's Rumble or YouTube. Let me know in on the comments what else you'd like to see, what you would prefer for me to look at, or what you would like for me to do on these live streams. Just give me ideas, guys. Throw them in there. I'll do my best to get back to you guys. And the best way to reach me, honestly, is on Discord. I'm pretty active on there. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm gonna call it a day, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Some more stuff coming out real soon as well. And if you haven't subscribed to my other channel for Sears, The Social Truth, definitely subscribe to that. I'm gonna be making more stuff on there as well. Also, let me know what you would like to see on that channel. So other than that, that's all I have for you guys. Take it easy. Keep trading. Don't get discouraged. I promise it'll be worth it. Please don't get discouraged, y'all. Okay, I'm doing my best to help you guys and in these tough times. All right. With that being said, y'all, take it easy. God bless, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.